Medact is working to raise awareness in the health community about the implications of climate change. At the international level, one of the crunch issues at the moment is that the less successful the Paris Agreement on climate change turns out to be, the more important the United Nations global goals will become and the more difficult to achieve. Health is already one of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. It's about health for all. And many of the other goals and targets relate very closely to health. For example, ones that deal with water and sanitation and food security and nutrition. The Paris Agreement on climate change, in its current state, allows countries to choose what actions they will take as a contribution to the Paris Agreement. They choose what level of emission reductions they are going to make. And right now, in its currently, it doesn't actually matter very much under the Paris Agreement if these emission reductions by individual countries don't add up to enough emission reductions to slow climate change to a safer level, to keep warming to less than 2 degrees or 1.5 degrees. Both are mentioned in the Paris Agreement. That's something, this could change. The next United Nations global negotiating session on how to put the Paris Agreement in practice takes place in Morocco in November. And that could start a process of strengthening the rules under the agreement so that countries are pushed and encouraged towards making stronger emission reduction commitments and have their plans reviewed properly at the international level. But it's far from clear if this is actually going to happen, and it's unlikely to happen quickly enough. So for anyone involved with sustainable development goals related to health or any other sustainable development goals, there is a reality of highly likely accelerating climate change, which is undermining the development prospects of the poorest and most vulnerable people in the world, and which has implications all over the world. Climate change is expected to have health implications globally. Disease patterns will change, and the expectation is that many more will die each year of climate change related consequences. And that's something that anyone involved with development or the global goals needs to be aware of and plan for. Unless the Paris Agreement on climate change can be strengthened very, very urgently, very rapidly. Anyone working on the global goals, in particular on health, is going to have a much, much tougher job.